Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Prime Business with me, Pius Kojobaka. The Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC, is calling for the urgent need to invest heavily in the second gas processing plant to improve the uptake of raw gas to boost domestic and industrial use. This follows a report by PIAC that the state lost about $700,000 to the partners of the Sankofa Jinyami fields due to government's inability to take back gas after payment. Speaking to Joy Business on the development, Coordinator of PIAC, Isaac Dramina, called for the right investments to improve revenue from the sector.
To the makeup gas that we referred to, the 1,186 SCF that Ghana could not take. This is makeup gas that we had paid for in 2018-19 that we were required to take during a period of 5 years. Usually when makeup gas, you have 5 years within which to take it, and Ghana could not take all the makeup gas. We took some, but then in the 5th year, which expired in 2024, we couldn't take all. We were left with 1,186 SCF to take. And because we failed to take it, we forfeited it. And so that is how it arose. This represents a loss of revenue, and it's attributable to the gas processing plant that we currently have, which can only take a certain amount of raw gas and process with all the derivatives for various benefits. And there's need for urgent action on the second train, the second gas processing plant, so that Ghana's capacity to take more raw gas and process them for domestic and industrial uses will be enhanced, so that we will not have this situation recurring.
Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Jinapor, says measures are being implemented to improve power delivery across the country. In recent months, Ghana has experienced power shortfalls resulting in outages, partly due to the shutdown of the West African gas pipeline for retrofitting works. However, speaking at the West African Energy Ministers Conference here in Accra, Energy Minister John Jinapor assured that the challenges are being addressed.
As I want to appeal to Ghanaians and the general consuming public to bear with us, even as we take some of these difficult but unavoidable decisions in order to ensure that we have stable, reliable, uninterruptible, and sustainable energy sources for our own economic development. I would like to assure you that under the direction of His Excellency the President, steps are being taken to improve power delivery and minimize the sector shortfalls. I do know that we have some few issues in respect of payments to all the stakeholders along the pipeline. Last month and this month, we've been working to increase payments. I want to assure you that as we go through the cycle, we'll continue to improve the sector and increase payments in order to ensure that we have reliable supply of gas.
And we have more within the energy space because Ghana currently mobilizes approximately $830 million annually in green finance, significantly below the estimated $1.9 billion required to meet its climate goals. Speaking at the Green Finance Workshop in Accra, Technical Director to the Minister of State on Climate Change and Sustainability, Cedric Jelu, reaffirmed the government's commitment to advancing Ghana's climate finance agenda. More in this report.
The Green Finance Workshop, held under the theme Financing a Sustainable Future, Unlocking Investment for Industrial Growth, brought together key stakeholders to discuss strategies for mobilizing climate finance in Ghana and across Africa. According to the Technical Director to the Minister of State on Climate Change and Sustainability, Cedric Jelu, the government remains committed to advancing Ghana's climate agenda by attracting sustainable funding to support green initiatives.
The President is truly committed to advancing green initiatives and addressing climate change head-on. When it comes to the role of green financing, it is evident that most of the climate-related issues that we need requires mobilizing financing from sources that are free from fossil fuel towards advancing climate change agenda. And most of these initiatives will go to create jobs, brings about new innovations, and to ensure that the average lives and daily lives of people will be sustainable in terms of business, in terms of trade, and in terms of general well-being. In that workshop, we saw that there's a gap where there's lack of technical capacity, from business sector, even from the private sector, and then also other stakeholders towards advancing initiatives in this space.
Executive Director of the Africa-China Center for Policy and Advisory, Paul Frimpong, stressed the importance of engaging all stakeholders in tracking and coordinating climate finance flows across the continent.
We found out in our preliminary research, we realized that Ghana actually needs about $1.2 to $1.4 billion every year to go into the green space. But as we're looking at it, we are doing about $800 million, which means that we are short almost half of that flow. So obviously there's a gap, and we are hoping that through the discussion and some of the communique that we'll issue and the report that will come out, we'll be able to engineer a path that will attract more financing into the country. As we understand, the governments across the continent, including Ghana, are focused on this issue about industrialization and, of course, boosting their manufacturing drive. So what we're trying to do is to have a stakeholder engagement to track and try and dig deeper to understand what actually is the landscape. What is it looking like? What are the key challenges? What are the gaps that are in there?
The Green Finance Workshop was organized by the Africa-China Center for Policy and Advisory with support from the Africa Climate Foundation.
Away from the energy sector, the Chief Executive of the Ghana Association of Banks, John Iwa, has urged government to avoid interfering in the investment decisions of the Social Security and National Insurance Trust SSNIT. Citing recent concerns of poor investment decisions and depleting pension funds, Mr. Iwa called for the appointment of technocrats and the autonomy to operate to ensure pensioners enjoy value for money. Here's more from the Money Summit, a forum organized to deliberate investment opportunities and pension management.
Global pension gap is estimated at $1 trillion. In Ghana, the National Pensions Authority cites low remuneration and the dominance of the informal sector as a cause, with recent shocks such as the domestic debt exchange derailing confidence in the investment of securities. The Money Summit, organized by the Business and Financial Times, aims to stimulate conversations on available investment opportunities and proper pension fund management. Speaking at the summit, John Iwa, Chief Executive of the Ghana Association of Banks, called on government to avoid interfering with critical agencies such as SSNIT to ensure the proper protection of pension funds.
I therefore call on our political parties to at all times ensure that the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SSNIT, leadership team is always fit for purpose, and their term of office is not mixed up with SOEs whose leadership tenure is coterminous with the political leadership change. One of the critical areas that need urgent attention is the professional management of all pension funds, particularly SSNIT, Ghana's largest pension fund. For years, it has been alleged that some investment decisions have either been politically influenced or have not been in the best interest of contributors to the scheme. And this has resulted in suboptimal fund management. Successive governments, while having vested interest in the health of the pension system, must not politicize its management.
On his part, Chris Bwedi-Mensah, CEO of the National Pensions Regulatory Authority, outlined measures being implemented to protect pension funds.
In terms of regulation, because we have a system now where we can actually, NPR have a system where the industry can actually log on, we can see whatever they are doing. We are making sure we have even moved from compliance and we are now on risk-based, kind of regulation. So we are doing a lot to actually ensure that, pension fund is properly protected.
Banking consultant Dr. Richmond Echiahine called for fiscal capping to control the effect of inflation on savings.
Anytime you have more fiscal deficit, what you do is that you create inflationary pressures and difficulty for investment. But for what the Minister of Finance is doing, it is in the step in the right direction. But I would say, here, now, and then, it is not an independent fiscal council. It is not another fiscal responsibility act. We need, as a country, to have a debt cap in our constitution, where you hit for 50% of the GDP debt ratio, you don't move.
The Money Summit is a strategic platform created by the Business and Financial Times to discuss issues affecting the financial sector. The theme for this edition was optimizing investment and pension management, strategies for sustainable retirement income and economic growth. Isaac Osei for Joy Business.
Pharmaceutical industry players have expressed concern over the absence of robust credit financing systems to protect importers and wholesalers. The Ghana National Chamber of Pharmacy reports that goods supplied on credit are often either unpaid or paid late, causing cash flow problems and stifling sector growth. Now, this issue was highlighted at a recent stakeholders meeting organized by the Chamber aimed at improving payment systems within the country's pharmaceutical supply chain.
According to the Ghana National Chamber of Pharmacy, the absence of an efficient credit system in Ghana's pharmaceutical sector is hindering growth. The lack of proper credit financing systems has created a large pool of pharmacies that fail to pay for goods received on credit, making it difficult for suppliers to restock. Audrey Sewa-Bonsu is the CEO of Ghana National Chamber of Pharmacy. She tells us how this menace threatens the pharmaceutical industry.
When it comes to pharmaceutical industry, it thrives more on credit. And there's a pro and a con to it. Somebody will say that. When people decide to take advantage of the system, of which we have noticed is happening actively, because then I dare say 80 to 90%, 98% do credit. And so then you can imagine when the person is aware that, okay, I'm getting this money, these goods to sell. If I don't have personal integrity or credibility, I will not pay back. I would rather divert the cash into doing other things. And so then that is what has now become the norm or the order of the day. And so it's a big challenge where it has become one of the major issues when it comes to the industry with regards to credits and financing.
She called on the Ghana Pharmaceutical Council to implement strict sanctions against defaulting pharmacies.
The regulator is doing their very best. I actually am happy with how they are ready to work with us and moving even from physical or the conventional way of doing things to the digital way, showing their interest and then their collaboration in all of this. We believe that they are doing their best, even though they can be better. And we've also opened up to self-regulation where among us, how can we all collaboratively ensure that the system is streamlined.
Stephen Odum, a pharmacist and member of the chamber, called for the adoption of technology to tackle the menace.
A data system that will try to enroll everyone in, every pharmaceutical player in the system, so that database will be built up, and then when it happens that way, we'll be checking one another, we'll be checking ourselves, so that we'll make sure that things like that doesn't happen, and then we'll put a stop to it. If we are equipped with much technology, then we can do that, and do that effectively.
The Ghana National Chamber of Pharmacy aims to leverage appropriate technology to weed out recalcitrant pharmacies. It also aims to collaborate effectively with all stakeholders to ensure a seamless credit system.
I want to stay a while longer within the Pharmaceutical Society because Enterprise Life, in partnership with the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana and the Community Practice Pharmacists Association, has unveiled a tailored life insurance solution aimed at enhancing the financial well-being of pharmacy professionals across the country. The initiative marks a major step in redefining how the pharmaceutical sector supports its people.
PharmaCare Group Life Solution is designed to meet the needs of community pharmacies across Ghana by supporting the well-being of staff within the community pharmacies. Yes, Managing Director at Enterprise Life, Jacqueline Benyi.
Together, we've co-developed a solution that not only meets the unique needs of pharmacy staff, but also emphasizes the importance of caring for those who care for us and ensuring the creation of an excellent working environment for pharmacy owners. Pharmacists, you know, are the unsung heroes of our healthcare system. Despite the many challenges they face, they continue to offer essential care and support, often being the first point of contact for medical advice and sometimes even treatment. That dedication ensures that patients receive the necessary medications and guidance not just to manage but sustain their health.
Chairman of the Community Practice Pharmacists Association, Dr. Emmanuel Kweku Ireland, called for a strategic and inclusive deployment of artificial intelligence in Ghana's community health system.
You know, the Community Practice Pharmacists Association is the largest practice group of the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana. When we talk about practice group of the Pharmaceutical Society, you know, we have pharmacists who are into community practice. Community practice is just the pharmacy in your community. You also have pharmacists who are into hospital practice, industry, and academia and all that. But then the Community Practice Pharmacists Association is the largest of all, 5,000 plus. And then we have our own pharmacists who are the practitioners who have been covered under life insurance and other stuff.
Advanced Ghana Enterprise Insurance and Turaco Insurance have collaborated to pay claims to the tune of 8.9 million cedis to traders affected by the recent Katamanto market fire. According to the Chief Executive of Advanced Ghana, this is aimed at helping the affected customers to recover from the unexpected setbacks and continue their businesses.
All 227 customers affected by the Kantamanto fire incident were paid claims to enable them recover their losses. Advanced Ghana also donated an amount of 20,000 Ghana cedis to the Kantamanto Traders Union for the rebuilding of the market. Speaking to the media, Chief Executive of Advanced Ghana, Guillaume Valence, reiterated their commitment to helping businesses recover from the disaster.
When the fire occurred in January, it was a shock, and the next question was, okay, how can we not only pay claims to clients to enable them to think about something else than just repaying their loan, but also what we can do for them to be back to business as fast as possible. So, of course, we paid the claims. We said it earlier, 227 for almost 9 million Ghana cedi. But the next question was, can we disburse loans for them to restart their business as fast as possible? So as I speak, out of the 227, about 130 people were eligible and close to 60 people got a restart loan, over 2.5 million total. And we are doing that because this is business of Ghana. So if we support petty traders, if we support small businesses, we support Ghana.
Deputy Commissioner at the National Insurance Commission, Bernard Ohimemba, urged insurance sector players to increase the payment of claims to more affected persons and also rope in more people from the informal sector.
For us, what has happened today is significant, but it doesn't end here. As I mentioned, we'll encourage the partners to look at covering more people than the 227. So that if 8,000 people get affected in a fire, you should be seeing more people getting benefits. But let me signal that as a commission, beyond traders, we're looking at farmers, we're looking at other people in informal occupations. We are forging the partnerships that would develop products that are tailored to farmers. So that, for example, if there's floods in the country, you should start seeing farmers getting insurance support so they can get back on their feet.
Advanced Ghana also urged customers to prioritize insurance products to minimize the impact of such incidents on their businesses.
The Food and Agriculture Organization is celebrating 80 years of contributions towards eliminating hunger, addressing food insecurity and malnutrition in member countries. Ahead of the celebration, the organization Assistant Director General and Regional Representative for Africa, Abebe Haile Gabriel, reiterated their commitment to helping Ghana reach self-sufficiency and increase agricultural production.
The Agriculture Organization has been implementing major initiatives to improve agriculture and food production in Ghana. As part of its 80th anniversary celebration, FAO organized an exhibition aimed at highlighting their contribution towards sustainable agricultural development in Ghana. Speaking to the media, FAO Assistant Director General and Regional Representative for Africa, Abebe Haley Gabriel, said more work needs to be done to help address the country's food insecurity challenge.
There has been a lot of collaboration between Ghana and FAO, and together we have achieved a lot. And as I talked about the collaboration with other member countries, we have achieved a lot, but there is a lot to be done. You know, the one thing that makes the work in agriculture is you can't say enough. You know, it's like we are eating all the day. We have to produce more, and the demand for healthy diets is increasing. Ghana, like many other African countries, are importing food and in billions of US dollars, while we have all the possibilities, opportunities to produce it here. So one of the things that we have been working with government of Ghana and other countries is how can we boost production? That's why we are talking about better production. How can we boost production, increase production productivity for the countries to be self-sufficient, but also to produce more for export?
The Food and Agriculture Organization's 80th anniversary celebration is under the theme FAO at 80, 365 Days of Action.
Petrosol Platinum Energy Limited has concluded the second grand finale of its national sales promotion dubbed Energizing Dreams Promo. The second grand finale event held at the Spintex station here in Accra saw lucky customers win exciting prizes. The following report has more.
The Energizing Dreams promo, which began in October 2024, was part of Petrosol's 10th anniversary celebration aimed at showing appreciation to customers for their loyalty and support over the past decade. The promo featured an assortment of prizes carefully selected to excite and empower customers. Petrosol's CEO Michael Bozumbel assured customers that the company is committed to delivering great products and services as well as rewarding loyalty.
Needed to give something tangible for the customers to just feel that having celebrated 10 years, at least a few of our customers should be able to say Petrosol has delivered this in tangible terms, to them. And that is why since October last year, we embarked on this journey of rewarding our customers, and it's been a series of events. Some have won TV sets, some have won motorbikes, aboboyas, and we ended this with ultimate, winners winning 2 vehicles, and what people say Tia Rubber, brand new Suzuki Espresso vehicles.
Guest of honor Duncan Amwa, Executive Secretary of COPEC, expressed gratitude to Petrosol for providing clean fuel and rewarding customers.
Petrosol is one of such very good brands that Ghanaians would attest to. We were not surprised when they rolled out the full quantity campaign, which is to say that if you buy 10 cedis, you should get 10 cedis and not 9 cedis. That's a brand that is building trust for the Ghanaian people. And then at their 10th year anniversary, we also got notification that they intend to reward Ghanaians in the millions of Ghana cedis. 2 brand new cars were put forward for ordinary everyday consumers to pick up. Some tricycles that they can use for business, some bicycles, TVs, microwaves, fridges, free fuel and all.
The promo was conducted in partnership with the National Lottery Authority to ensure transparency.
You're still watching Prime Business. Beverage company Guinness Ghana has reiterated its commitment to invest in various sectors of the economy, including sports. Now, this comes after the company officially launched the Johnny Walker Annual Ghana Golf Championship, set to commence this May. Now, speaking at the launch, Marketing Director Esther Lamuzito said the company will continue to invest in areas that reflect its brand's value of precision, determination, and aspiration.
Scheduled for May, the championship marks Johnny Walker's first standalone golf tournament in Ghana. It is a strategic brand activation designed to strengthen market presence and connect with high-value consumers through lifestyle-driven experiences. Speaking at the launch, Marketing Director Estella Muzito said the company remains committed to investing in areas that align with the brand's core value of precision, determination, and aspiration.
We're very excited to be adding something finally to the golf calendar. Johnny Walker has always been part of golf because it really mirrors what the brand is about, to keep walking. You know, it's about precision, it's about determination and skill. And so we've always felt that, you know, we needed to have something there to connect with our consumers and also those who aspire to drink Johnny Walker. And so we've launched this annual event that starts this year in May, and we hope that it will continue for many more years to come.
Coinciding with Guinness Ghana's 65th anniversary, the launch reinforces the company's brand legacy and positions the championship as a long-term strategic asset on Ghana's annual sports calendar.
Scotland is the home of Johnny Walker. You think of St Andrews and all those amazing golf courses. Really, it's been a while for us to have our own event, but actually, for any golfer in Ghana, Johnny Walker hasn't been strange to see at different tournaments. So we've been coming through as a partner to a lot of tournaments on the calendar, and we'll continue doing that. But what we're doing differently now is establishing our own event. And this will be starting this year, and maybe if you might have heard as well, this year is very important for us because in this year we're also celebrating 65 years of Guinness Ghana. And so, you know, what better way to celebrate that as we look forward to the next 65 years of this brand.
The initiative highlights Guinness Ghana's sustained investment strategy in experiential branding and premium consumer engagement.
I truly appreciate your time. I am Pius Kojo Baka. Prime Sports is next.